Hi, my name is Radine, and I am going to show you how to do a really fun fall wreath. We're going to start out with a wreath that is 12 inches across. You can find these at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's. Most of the supplies that I get, you can get at any of those stores. You can always find coupons online or download their app and you can get coupons on their app. We're going to add to this some floral on this side. So at the beginning, we're going to take this other side. We don't want to see the wires. So we're going to cover this with ribbon, ivory ribbon with some gold trim. We are cutting these 26 inches long. So usually I have bigger bolts when I buy my ribbon. I buy them in very large bolts. So I knew I would have enough for this. You're going to measure 26 inches, cut it, then fold each of your ends together. And we're going to cut from the outside in. And we're going to give ourselves a little tail. Then let's do the other one. Same thing. Cut inside. We're going to do that at the beginning so we don't have to worry about it later on. Now, I found that folding it in half, inserting from the inside out, pulling the tails through was the easiest way to do this so that it looks the best on your ring. Now you're going to want your tails to be fairly close to the same length, and you can adjust this however you want before you pull it tight. If your ribbon has two sides, one that's more shiny than another, kind of adjust your ribbon so that all the good parts look good. All right, and we're going to pull it real tight, and we're going to squish them all together really nice, and this is what you're going to come up with. We're going to fill this up to about halfway, and then we're going to come back and continue. Now you can see how our wreath is halfway full of the beautiful ribbon. Now, as I'm looking at this, this would be absolutely beautiful if you just continued around, had the entire wreath full of the ribbon, and then just come in with a few elements here or there. Maybe add just a flower on the corner or a few leaves on it. But this would be very, very pretty just all by itself. When you're looking for elements to go onto your wreath or whatever you decide to do, obviously it depends on your budget. I get higher end materials, so my centerpieces, my wreaths are going to cost a little bit more. If you don't have that much, just get elements that you can afford and just make something pretty with the budget that you have. From here, we're going to add our greenery, which is again just a piece that you can get at Christmas time. This one is long, but I've curved it to match my ring. I'm going to attach it on the back by taking a trusty pipe cleaner, and we're going to go underneath about a third of the way down. Get your fingers, pull it through your wire in the back. And then we're just going to twist this as tight as you can get it, okay? And then just twist it off and tuck it in. You don't want to see your mechanics, so just tuck them in and hide them. Doing it in two different spots is just going to stabilize it a lot better. If I can find my finger! Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Once again, twisting it nice and tight. I took one pipe cleaner and cut it in half for this so that I didn't have a lot of waste. So there's my mechanics, and I'm hiding my mechanics. All right, so on this end, I'm going to adjust it so that it lays out over our ribbon. All right, so you can see now we've adjusted it so that our greenery hangs over the ribbon a little bit and covers that, and then our ribbon hangs from the bottom. The next part that we will do is we need to add a little foam. And this might not be long enough, so I think what I'm going to do is tie two of them together. This works a little better than a wire because if you put a wire on here, it'll cut straight through it. I'm going to do this and extend my pipe cleaners like that, sticking one part through on the bottom, lay that on top, and then stick the other part through. And once I get both of them through, I'm going to adjust this again. If I can find it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, I want to adjust that so that it holds on. It's going to cut into it a little bit, but what you have at the bottom is this. And once again, tying it together. I have extra because I put two of them together, so you can take and cut them at this point. And tuck away your mechanics once again. We're going to be ready for our floral. I want to add this really pretty ribbon to the back side. So once again, and I will have a video where I'll show you how to do my really pretty bows. I'm sticking one part of the pipe cleaner down underneath, stick the other pipe cleaner down between as well. On the back side, same type of way. Pull it really tight, twist it together. If you want to cut off the extra, you can cut off the extra. All right, so on this ribbon, as I made it, I have put a longer tail on it. The one thing about wired ribbon is wonderful because you can make it do all kinds of things for you. I think we're ready for our flowers now. So here we have our ribbon on the back side, and then we're going to bring in our flowers. We're getting our flowers ready, trying to figure out which ones we want. On this particular flower, I'm going to show you how the pick machine works. It is a floral pick machine. If you have the ability to buy one of these eventually, it will save you tons of time. A lot of people will take your flower, if you want to put an end on it, you'll have your floral tape and a little wooden stick, and you'll wrap it around, and it takes quite a while to finish. With this, the pick machine, you pull it forward, it puts a pick in, you push it, and it will actually add a pick to the bottom of your flower, which then you can stick in wherever you need. So the next thing we're going to do is work with our largest flowers first. I think we're going to put this one here in the bottom, and I want to bring it out a little bit more, even beyond the greenery, and bring it out. We'll add a little bit more length to our flowers. Then I'm going to come into the top. We have a couple of flowers here, and I'm trying to decide what to do. I like the purple, but I like the red, so maybe we'll use both. But right now, I think we're going to stick a red one in here, and that'll give a little bit of element to the back side. Because you want to be able, if you're going to set this on the table, you're going to want people to be able to see it from all angles. You're going to want to have all kind of elements from all sides. Okay, so you start with your largest elements first. You stick those in, and then you're going to come in with your secondary elements and bring in your colors, and we're going to come in with our secondary elements. Now you can put some moss over this if you want to kind of hide the foam, but usually I use enough flowers that I hide the foam just with the flowers in place. The leaves that you come off of the different flowers that you have, I saved the leaves, I take them and I put the pick machine next to me and add a pick to the flower, or to the leaf, and then you can go in where you don't have a flower and stick a leaf, and it will add a whole new element to it. Let's bring in some other colors here. Okay, I do want to bring in this purple one. I think it is going to add a little bit of pizzazz, but it's a little too long. Let's go ahead and cut it. I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to bring a little bit of that purple. I've got a middle-sized purple one, so I'm going to bring that to the back here. Really, when you sit down, you can have a bunch of flowers next to you and just put them in, take them out. Something might not look the way you want it to, so you're like, don't like that. Pull it out, put something else in. And color coordinating so that you don't have too much of one color on one side and not enough on the other. The leaves, when I pull them off, and also when I cut a stem lower like this, and I'm cutting that wire off, I hang on to those, because if I have another flower that is not tall enough, I can put it together and add it with that floral tape that I was talking about earlier. And this is how you can make your flowers a little longer. So whenever you have pieces like that, don't ever throw them away. That'll fit right there. Perfect. This is getting very colorful. I think I'm going to find some lighter flowers and bring in a few lighter flowers. So we're going to take a little pause, and we're going to come back and bring in a few other flowers to this, because I think it needs a little bit of lightening up. It may get a little bit too dark. Okay, wasn't loving the first part that I did, so we've adjusted a few of the flowers here and there. We've taken out some of the big ones. This wreath is only 12 inches, and these flowers are just, I felt were too big for the arrangement. Bringing in some of your fall elements like your leaves, kind of give it a little bit of a different texture and element. Bring in a little bit of the lighter flowers. We've got quite a bit of dark going on here. And this really is just personal preference, guys. You can bring in single leaves. Any colors that you feel that you want in here, if you want your flowers to stick out a little bit, that is perfectly okay. It doesn't have to be all one level. It doesn't have to be all one layer. Really, it is up to you. Whatever you like, you do. Our bow in the back is got hit a little bit, but you can adjust it. It's still there. And it really just is up to you how much you want. Wreath or centerpiece. This would probably be more as a centerpiece on your table rather than a wreath on your door. It'd be kind of like weird hanging it on your door, unless you hung it like this. A turkey for Thanksgiving. But this I think would be wonderful on your table. You could even put a candle right here in the front. I hope you've enjoyed this video that I've done for you today. You can find me on Ray's Custom Designs Facebook, also Instagram, and I will be seeing you again soon. Thank you.